Imagine the situation. You are participating in a study and you are entering the empty room where it will take place. There is nothing in this room except a chair and no one there but you. There is nothing to do except sit and think whatever comes to your mind. You are asked to stay in this room for 15 minutes. The only other thing in this room is a single button, and pressing it will give you an electric shock. You know this. The question is, would you press this button? In real life, out of 42 participants in such study, almost half of them decided to press this button at least once, even though they have already experienced the shock in the same study and admitted that they would better pay money to avoid that feeling again. One man even broke all the records by shocking himself almost 200 times during one experiment. Why did they do that? The answer is boredom. People hate it and consider it an unbearable feeling. French writer Victor Hugo once wrote, "There is something more terrible than the hell of suffering, the hell of boredom." But what if boredom is not these 20 minutes of the supermarket line? It's the entire lifetime. Have you ever had the feeling that life's just passing you by and you are not living it to the fullest? Have you ever asked yourself, is this all there is? Is this life? In this video, we'll explore why sometimes we feel our life so boring and how to live it fully. Can we actually achieve that vibrant, rich, and meaningful life? If you see me for the first time, my name is Margot. This is the space of my personal growth and the place where I'm simply making fun. So, let's start. This video will be half educational and half about my own life experience. Because in 2024, I finally managed to solve the problem of my boring life. And yes, I have something to share on this topic. I'll be sharing research findings as well as parts of my personal journey. We'll talk about how boredom affects our lives, the reasons of this boring life, and the ways to change it. So what exactly is boredom? Psychologist William James described it as a moment of life so devoid of content that the passage of time becomes the focus of attention. Ouch, that's painful to hear, but it perfectly captures what it feels like. Boredom isn't just emotionally unbearable, it's even dangerous. It all started when I conducted that might be the saddest survey in the world by the complete accident. I randomly thought of the question: if you were offered to skip 3 years of your life but receive $10 million in return, would you agree? I asked my followers about that. For example, you are 23 today and tomorrow you wake up 26 years old having 10 millions on your bank account. What would you feel? I deliberately chose the amount of money that can sound enormous for the most of people, but for sure it doesn't worth 3 years of your life. Yet many people said that they would accept that offer without any hesitation. The main argument for them was that nothing extremely interesting happens in their life, so they would miss nothing in these 3 years. By the way, write in the comments, would you accept this offer? Does 3 years of your life cost this $10 million? What do you think about this? Not everyone realizes how dangerous boredom can be. In 2021 study, it was proven that boredom drives people to more sadistic behavior. Researchers divided participants into 2 groups. Each was given a coffee grinder and some larvae, which were even given names: Toto, Kiki, and Tiffy, to humanize them and make them seem like little characters. One group was shown a very interesting documentary, while the other group had to watch a very dull 20-minute video. 12 out of 67 participants who were watching the boring video tried to green the larva. By the comparison, in the group that watched the documentary, only 1 person out of 62 decided to green the larva. Thank goodness the coffee grinder was fake and no one was harmed. But the results are alarming. If the person feels bored in some specific situation, they may resort to more sadistic behavior. What happens if boredom lasts a lifetime? Other experiments showed us the link between boredom and sadistic behavior, from online trolling to bullying at school. The good news is that boredom doesn't always make us meaner. It simply pushes us to act, whether it's in a good or bad way. Boredom signals to get involved into some activity when you don't really want to do so. Boredom is an emotional indicator saying, hey, you are not in the right path. Now we are getting to the essence. What should we do? The solution lies in addressing three aspects: adding more highlights to life, avoiding stress and negativity, and consciously finding meaning and satisfaction in routine. And let me start my personal story. I was born in the ordinary family in the countryside. As I entered adulthood, I understood for sure that I want to have family, I want to have husband and a child. I dreamt of having a baby at 23. My mom was 23 when she had me. And that's where I saw the meaning of my life. Honestly, that wasn't easy. I was 31 years old when I got my daughter. It took many years, a lot of health, lots of financial and mental efforts, but the goal was achieved. And then, a couple of years later, I understood that something is not right. My goal was achieved. I have a wonderful, strong family. I have a beautiful daughter, and I can confidently check off my life's purpose. But is this all? Oh no, I'm not complaining. My main goal, my happiness is always with me. But where are the emotions, the fireworks, the vibrancy of life? I have everything I dreamed of and I really enjoy the direction of my life. But it somehow feels unfulfilled.
That's a big surprise, surprise, surprise.
In my plans for 2024, I've decided to make the clear chapter me plus the brightest of life. And I decided to make my life vibrant. As expected, nothing changed after 6 months. But since I'm already an expert in setting and achieving goals, I immediately understood that if it doesn't work the easy way, I'll do it the hard way. Or in other words, if I can't make my life better purely on inspiration, I should start from discipline. And it worked. I focused clearly on what the vibrant life meant to me and what changes I wanted to experience. Then I broke it down into some specific measurable goals. Living a more vibrant year to me meant leisure or entertainment at least once a month. In other words, I had to do something new, something interesting, something I've never done before but I wanted to do at least once a month. So every month I started opening calendar and planning something I can do this month to make my life more interesting. As a result, the second half of the 2024 we went for a trip abroad. We visited another province and we had really a good time there. We visited lots of farms in Ontario, and if you are a parent you should know that if your child is happy, then parents are happy too. Since I love trying tasty things, I've tested lots of new cuisines because one day I understood that I'm fed up of eating same foods and visiting over and over again the same places. I discovered a love of crafting, although earlier I thought that I'm really bad at doing anything and the best thing I can do is something like cleaning. And then, of course, time with friends. Lots of it, full of excitement and fun. As you can see, I didn't skydive or descend into the Mariana Trench. I did nothing extraordinary. But this is what I consider a vibrant life. Personally, for me, the best way to enjoy life is just not to sit on one place. Honestly, I'm very satisfied with how it turned out. Here are the key takeaways I've learned and the best advices to live the best life. Define what a vibrant life means to you. For me, it's the activities I've mentioned earlier. For somebody, it can be like crowds of people and some kind of rave. Approach the idea of a vibrant life with discipline. This isn't something that changes purely on inspiration. Some people grew in family where they have so active life and they want to do everything and all the time. But maybe you like just lay on the couch and wait for the best time, or you just wait to everything to change by itself. This wouldn't happen. You need to make an effort. Plan your activities. I recommend to sit and plan what you want to do during the next week, treating it like any other task in your to-do list. Use a commitment device. This technique involves committing yourself to something in advance. For example, if you want to go hiking, buy the tickets and book the hotel right away. If it's a masterclass, sign up for it. If it's a concert, buy the tickets immediately. Do you know what else can help you to start enjoying your life, live vibrantly, or maybe even get rid of your anxiety working with a psychotherapist. There are lots of myths about therapy. For example, the idea that you only need therapy for severe depression, advanced anxiety disorders, or other serious psychological issues is completely untrue. Psychotherapy is a good tool for self-discovery and improving your life. It helps you to understand who you are, what you want to do, what's the main idea of your life, where you want to go, the meaning of your life, and it can help you to find the answers to lots of other questions. So if you are stuck, I highly recommend you to find a good specialist. Do not ignore your inner instability. Love yourself and please take care of yourself. Another aspect is addressing stress and negativity in your life. There is one potential problem with our previous point about adding vibrancy to our life. You might simply have no energy for it. And it's not necessarily because you are very busy or you are working too much. It's because your body might be in the state of a constant stress. To function under stress, the body expends an enormous amount of energy that it wouldn't need to if the stress weren't there. Moreover, research shows that to perceive your life positively, you don't need to chase happy moments. You need to work on avoiding negativity. The people you see every day, your everyday routine, the information you consume play a huge role in your sense of happiness. It's not so much about bright moments as about routine. And now we move to the next aspect, consciously finding meaning and satisfaction on routine. When people are asked what that meant to live fulfilling and vibrant life, it's like the fun carousel begins. Traveling, skydiving, climbing Everest, living a Bear Grylls style life, or heading to the other end of the world to visit a tribe of cannibals because they haven't yet gone to the farm to feed some sheep. All of that is great, but even if you skydive onto Everest, there is one but. The next day, you'll return home to your boring apartment, go to your boring work, to do your boring job, to take a boring shower, to eat your boring meals, live your boring life. You'll just exist in a gray haze until one day you dare, I hope this would really happen, to embark on the next day adventure. As a result, you're not living your best, more interesting, fulfilling life. Instead, you are existing for 70 years, among which maybe 10 days can be really bright. Out of 25,550 days, you'll find only 10 days that would be really interesting. Admit it, that doesn't sound like the life of your dreams. Our lives are simply normal, they are not like the firework. Most of the time you are doing the same routine, going out of bed, brushing your teeth, taking a shower, having a breakfast, working, watching a series, scrolling through social media, falling asleep, and then do it all over again. Every day. Overall, life doesn't sound really inspiring, does it? Routine takes about 95% of our life. So maybe that's what life truly is. This might sound sad, but it doesn't have to be. Those bright moments, like flying on a plane for the first time, climbing a mountain, or seeing a whale for the first time, this isn't life itself. They are like highlights. They are the climaxes in a movie or a book. Even if you decided to turn all your life into travel, skydiving, living in a van and travel all over the world, one day that will all become your routine. Our brain can't constantly experience these vivid emotions. They adapt to new stimuli. Neurotransmitter receptors become less sensitive. This is why it's even better to insert these bright moments into our everyday routine, so you can fully appreciate them. This is one side of the coin, but the other side is that, is routine really so bad? Here is why you may think that routine is something negative. When we say that we are not living fully, it's usually because we lack the sense of meaning or purpose in our everyday lives. Maybe because your job doesn't bring you joy, or your city is some kind of monotonous for you, or you just don't have a hobby that excites you. Waking up in the morning wouldn't feel like routine if you are expecting to do something exciting. Working wouldn't feel like routine if it's your passion. Even simple trips to your parents become more meaningful if you understand that this won't last forever. So it's not the bright moments we like in routine, it's meaning. The words of Viktor Frankl opened my eyes. The meaning of life is different for each person, depends on the moment, and the specific meaning of life at any given time is what's important. So, what should we do? According to philosopher Idolin Dao, a meaningful life is one that contains a sufficient number of aspects of sufficient value, meaning that a life is considered meaningful when it has a good number of elements that are considered to be a significant worth or importance to the individual living it. Here is the practice I suggest for the next 30 days. When you wake up, the first thing you should do is to add 1-3 tasks to your calendar that you consider truly meaningful for yourself. Something pleasant or important. Something that will, at the end of the day, will make you think that this day was really good and it was to be lived. That the day wasn't wasted and you are really satisfied with it. Then build your day around these tasks. The point isn't to find one single goal and try to achieve it throughout your life. Living a personal life means embracing your personal freedom, taking responsibilities for your choices, and engaging in discovery, personal passions and values. That's all for today. Thank you for watching this video. Like it, subscribe to my channel. We'll discuss lots of interesting topics here. See you. Bye.